Don Fleming reporting here outside of the Egyptian consulate offices here in New York City. And I've got a question for you. Where did you come from to vote today?
Well, I came from Long Island.
Okay, so you came through all the traffic and the bridges and the tolls to vote. Why?
Well, actually, I voted on Thursday, but I'm part of the Sisi campaign.
Oh, okay.
So I came to support the campaign today.
Okay, so that is important to you. So what do you think the election, the process, how do you see that as good for Egypt and the Egyptian people?
Well, yesterday, I don't know if you guys heard about the festival we had out here. We had a big protest, and we were talking about, we were celebrating the fact that Egyptians finally had the opportunity to say what they want and finally had the opportunity to vote for a president. And we had a wonderful time. Everybody was dancing, everybody was shouting out national songs and celebrating. And I think it's becoming very healthy. People become aware of what's going on and whatever happened over the last couple of years, and seeing Egypt going down the drain with the Muslim Brotherhood, they started to wake up and make sure that they elect the right president in order for Egypt to prosper again.
And another question I've got, is this your first time voting? Did you vote in the last election by any chance?
I did, yes.
You did? Okay, so this is your second time?
Yeah, this is my second time.
Okay, all right. Well, I think that's great. Listen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, guy.
Thank you.
Don Fleming, special reporter outside of the Egyptian consulate offices right here in New York City. Where have you come from to vote today?
I came from New Jersey, Jersey City.
Oh, okay.
We are coming all from Jersey City.
Right across the road.
We pray for Egypt to pass this hard way. We are all coming for Sisi.
Okay.
Because we wish is the future of Egypt.
So that's very important to you, the election today, for that purpose.
Very important for all the Egyptians. They love Egypt.
Now let me ask you another question. 2 days ago, former President Jimmy Carter said that he fears for the Egyptian people because he fears that Sisi could be a dictator if he becomes president.
He's wrong.
And that Egypt is being ruled or will be ruled by the army as a military dictatorship.
We try 3 years with Morsi, we try 3 years with the Muslim Brotherhood, and everybody wish Sisi will be the best for Egypt. Maybe America is scared of the army man because they think Abdel Nasser coming back, but I think Sisi is the best for Egypt for security, for at least 4 years to come Egypt again for us, because we are lost Egypt for 4 years, not for Egyptian. Maybe Qatar, maybe all countries they try to make it like a cake and they cut it, but Sisi is the only man he can get Egypt all together now, for us as Egyptian.
And do you look forward to hopefully getting more support from President Barack Hussein Obama? What do you feel?
Yeah, that's what we wish. We wish America to wake up. They are supporting the people, Al-Qaeda people, Muslim Brotherhood. They are equal Al-Qaeda people. I don't know when the American people they will understand this. I'm sorry to say that, but they read Hassan al-Banna books. You have a Muslim reporter. He told you if I'm wrong. They are Al-Qaeda, and I don't know how Obama supporting them. When Egyptian people, Muslim, Christian, they want Sisi. What Obama business? That's our business. I live in America for 33 years. I never was belong to Egypt. The only man make me belong to Egypt again is Mr. Sisi. I love Egypt again. So most Egyptians the same way. Believe me.
Egypt,
Thank you.
Egyptian people. First of all, Tahya Masr. Egypt is fighting for a long time to have their own independence. We're happy to be here for the first time. I've been in this country for more than 34 years. I'm so proud of the country coming back to the Egyptian people. Egyptian people now is awake. They know what we need and exactly what our road is going to be. So we are totally against anybody involved in our politics. We make our own decision like anybody else. We are human beings. We live in a country, they have a freedom, and we have our own freedom. I'm American, I'm proud to be American, but I'm in blood in Egyptian. And I want Egypt to go back to normal. And people, they love each other. They care about each other like we used to be. I know everybody within my neighborhood when I was a kid. Everybody respect everybody. Now nobody care about nobody. Now we want Egypt to go back to our normal life. We are Muslim, are we Christian, are we Jews? We are all human beings. We are the sons of God. So we're proud to be Egyptian and we want Egypt to go back. We don't want Obama to get involved in it. Unfortunately, they only follow their own politics, their own benefits. They don't benefit the other human being. They look from their own eyes. They don't look from our eyes. They only politics. They only talk politics to make themselves proud of themselves. But they don't care about the other. But now Egypt is coming back for their own people.
Shukran.
Thank you.
Don Fleming, special reporting outside of the Egyptian consulate offices here in New York City on Election Day. Where are you coming from to vote today?
I'm coming from New Jersey.
From New Jersey? Okay,
Yes.
where? Like where?
In Trenton, New Jersey. I'm coming from
Okay,
New Jersey.
all right. Why is it important for you to be here today to vote?
We want to prove to the world that June 30th wasn't a coup, was a revolution against the religious fascists of the Muslim Brotherhood. I'm not coming to vote for Sisi.
Okay, it's okay.
I'm voting for Hamdeen, and I still respect Sisi, and whoever coming, he represents the will of Egyptian people.
Do you feel, former President Jimmy Carter just 2 days ago said that this election really is a non-election, it doesn't mean anything, and that he feels that Egypt is falling into a military dictatorship. Do you feel that way? What do you think about that?
30 million people go on the street, that's not a military dictatorship. That's the way people choose their democracy. American democracy is different from Egyptian democracy. We just started. Muslim Brotherhood, they jumped in the top of January 25th, 2011, and they wanted to take over all the power in Egypt, the military, and Egyptian people, the poor people, they sensed that. And they understood the Muslim Brotherhood. They were going to corrupt the country in a religious way, in different technique. So that's why it's a massive Egyptian going to vote here, out abroad, and you will see when the election starts in Egypt. Will be a lot of people. That's it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You're here today to vote. Why?
Because we need some people that be nice to the people, take care of the people in Egypt, and we need be freedom. Because that Muslim brother that he take a lot of stuff over there and make a lot of something wrong over there. So we like to vote for Sisi.
Okay, and that's who you're voting for. So let me ask you this question. Former President Jimmy Carter just yesterday said that if Sisi does become elected president of Egypt, he sees that as a military dictatorship, and he feels that the Egyptian people will be falling back into a dictatorship. How do you feel about that?
No, that's something wrong. No, we never do like that. He'll be honest with the people. That we didn't recommend that.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So
Hi.
and thank you. You feel the same way that
No, it's not.
you don't feel that
No.
the military is taking over in Egypt at all?
No, not at all. Listen to me. It's a military did a lot to help since this happened, January 25th. And I know it's 25th is not a revolution. It just people upset from a lot of stuff, and then it turning what is a revolution is June 30, which the military helped us a lot. Military helped us for lots of stuff. Now, why would not choose somebody who gonna protect us from beginning? And the army is protect us and everywhere in Egypt. You know, when I went to Egypt, I saw the military everywhere in the street, which protect me. I feel comfortable when I'm walking.
You felt safe.
I felt safe and comfortable. Yeah.
You did.
But when I walk in the street, I'm not seeing the military around.
Under the Muslim Brotherhood,
Yeah,
you felt it was not
I
safe.
felt it not safe because I am looking like American, because I'm wearing like American people, and the people there is like, oh wow.
How long have you been in the United States for?
I've been in the United States like for 15 years.
And yourself as well?
27 years.
And you as well?
25.
Okay, so you're
American
taxpayers,
citizen,
you're
well,
American
Yes,
citizens.
yeah,
You love the
We're
country.
American. Egyptian citizen too,
Are
yes.
you happy with Barack Hussein Obama and his attitude towards
No.
the Egyptian people
No.
and the country?
No.
Why?
Because he supports the terrorist
Muslim
group that
Brothers.
kill people.
Muslim brothers, yeah.
The Muslim
Which
brother
was not
killing
right.
people, and that's not right. It's not right to kill people.
Yeah, no.
And Islam didn't say you have to kill people, but they killing people. They killing
Honest
our
people.
army. They killing.
Very honest
Please.
people. They do it on purpose.
Yes, and
Yeah.
them a liar. They say they're gonna make the heaven to Egyptian, and
never see
didn't
the
do
truth.
anything.
Right.
Well, thank you, folks.
We-
Thank you
we're
very
happy
much.
with it.
What channel is this going to be on or no?
I asked you, go ahead.
I'm here to vote for the Egyptian presidential election, and I'm here to support the Egyptian people. And we are all over the world, out of Egypt. We've been 4 days, and tomorrow, the 5th day, extended to vote for the new president in Egypt.
And how do you feel about Egypt going forward because of what's going on here? What do you think of the future for Egypt?
The future for Egypt, I think it's going to be excellent, especially that the past year I was under Morsi and the Muslim Brotherhood, which is a terrorist group. So I think we're going to the better direction because they are no longer to be in the power, and it's going to be with a good people, and the majority of the Egyptian people voting for the new president.
Last question. Yesterday, former President Jimmy Carter said that this election is really not needed, that the Egyptian people and Egypt are really going back to a military dictatorship, and that Sisi has already been set up to be the president of Egypt. What do you think about that?
Well, when 33 million till 40 million people was in a street all over in Egypt and all over the world in June 30th, 2013, to make Morsi step down, this is the Democrat, this is the Egyptian people asking to make the change for Egypt. So this is proven to the world that Egyptian people want a new president. They don't want a brotherhood anymore. So now Jimmy Carter said the same thing like the media said last year. The picture, the videos all over the world, all the Egyptian, all over the countries, in the street, in the embassies, to choose to go for the vote. A lot of people, I met them here the past four days, and the first time they vote, and they are very happy to vote. So I think that's the answer for Jimmy Carter.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I came in here because I want to vote for the Sisi. I want him to be the president of Egypt. And I don't want the Muslim Brotherhood to come back anymore.
Okay, how long have you been here in the United States?
7 years.
7 years. Have you been back to Egypt recently or no?
No,
And-
but I have families there.
And is the reason why you haven't been back because of what was going on over there with
Mainly, last 2 years I haven't gone back because of that. And actually I have been here and never came back because I've been studying here. But I tried to go back last 2 years.
right?
I couldn't because of what's going on.
I got a question for you. Yesterday, former President Jimmy Carter said that this election is just a farce, that Sisi's already going to be the president, that the Egyptian military is going to be really the ruler of Egypt, and that he fears for the Egyptian people because he feels they're going to lose their democracy and they're going to go into a military dictatorship. How do you feel about that statement?
It's a wrong statement.
Yes, wrong.
And if democracy means we killing each other back there, then I will support dictatorship of the Sisi.
Yeah, that's nice.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
To elect,
To elect.
to exercise my constitutional right for the first time in my life.
For the first time in your life. So
No.
you feel then that the first election that the American media said was a free election, do you feel that was a free election?
Yeah, otherwise I wouldn't waste my time and come here.
Okay. So let me ask you this question. President Jimmy Carter, former President Jimmy Carter, yesterday stated that he fears for the Egyptian people because he feels that this election is really a farce. That Sisi, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, is already the president and that everybody knows it, and that the Egyptian people and the government are falling back into a military dictatorship. How do you feel about that statement?
Okay, number one, there is no problem, no contradiction between you have somebody who is president-elect and you're sure that he will win. But that doesn't mean that the election will be falsified by any means. That's number one. Number two, when it comes to Mr. Sisi himself and his background, I think living in Egypt for that such long time, this nation needs someone who has discipline. And although I have never been in the army before, I have been in a military school sometimes. I know what discipline is. So I think he will be the best one, because usually we have people with discipline with not honor. Now we trust someone with honor and discipline. So I'm very optimistic.
Should he win, if he does, how do you feel, what's your anticipation or thoughts about how the American government will deal with Sisi and or work with Sisi and the Egyptian government? Do you have any good feelings?
Yeah, I am quite also optimistic of how American government will deal with Sisi or any other government, because America simply can deal with the devil himself. They know how to adapt and they know how to direct everything for the best of everybody, if we can say, at least if not for the best of them. So I'm not worried about that. America dealt with every single system, regime have been best. They dealt with brotherhood. What do you think? They can deal with the devil himself.
Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
I came today to voice my opinion between the two running candidates. I think that's important to do now that we have some sort of fair elections going on, supposedly. And I'd like to see the country move towards a better situation in the future. So I think this is the first step, and we'd have to watch close what happens in the coming months, years, to see if there's a real change. And that's basically, I have hope, pretty much is why I came here. So
now you just came from just going to vote upstairs at the consulate general offices. How did that go? I mean, what was it like when you went up there? How did they treat you?
I don't think there was any. I didn't feel like any different than what's going on at a government office back there.
In other words, no one forced you to vote a certain way?
No, absolutely not. No. I mean, like I said, how many candidates are there? That's a political opinion that, you could fairly say there's two running candidates with a short running agenda that we don't really know what the outcome will be. So.
Last question, which I've been asking everyone. Former President Jimmy Carter yesterday said that he fears for the Egyptian people and the government of Egypt because he feels that this election is a farce, that Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is already the president, and he feels that Egypt is slipping back into a dictatorship. How do you feel about that statement?
Okay, I feel half of it is right, and the other half, you can't really predict what will happen right now. But yeah, he is pretty much the president based on public opinion. Yet what he will do, he could have a completely different ideology and way of running the country, from not necessarily meaning that it will be as previous, so to say, we label dictators, Hosni or whoever. But clearly, though, what the previous supposedly freely elected government that was just before with Morsi,
right?
You can't say that was everybody's, those were free elections. Now, if what's going on here and how everyone is voting and the style that's going on is what's happening in Egypt right now in all the boroughs and all the little governorates, and districts, then should be fair. But if there isn't any thugging and things like that going on and blocking people's rights, but yeah, I think that's how it should be. But the thing you got to consider is over the past 3 years, at least we've had elections.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks
for participating.
You're gonna
man.
have to edit a lot of that.
No, that's okay, man. I mean, that's
appreciate
believe me.
We're here today because we feel that our vote counts. We feel that our vote is going to provide stability to the country that we haven't had for the last several decades. And we feel that our vote is going to be the strength of this country.
Now, do you feel, as I had mentioned, former President Jimmy Carter yesterday said that he feels that this election is a farce, it's not real. He feels that this man, Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, has already won, and that he feels that your country, your native country, is going to be a military dictatorship. How do they feel about that?
No. This is not going to be a dictatorship. Hatkun dictatorship? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay, good.
Thank you very much.
You're here to vote today. Why was it important to you to come and vote today?
Because I'm concerned about the welfare of all the people in Egypt with the Muslim-Christian interaction, which has always been very peaceful, and over the past decade has become incredibly hostile, and it became much more hostile under Morsi, and that needs to change. They were always a country that loved each other within the Christians and the Muslims, and now suddenly there's a huge separation between them, and there was no reason for that.
Do you think with this election, and whatever the result will be, do you think that's a step in the right direction for Egypt?
It depends on who gets elected.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, that's
so
true.
if we have the right person elected, then hopefully they can bring back that relationship. And we're starting to see parts of that coming back. It's just that the military and the government itself has to be supporting it, and right now they're not. Well,
Got
I guess
another
they are.
question,
They're a little
though,
bit more.
And I'm noticing too, you're Coptic Christian.
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel Barack Hussein Obama just recently said that he wants to throw his full support to the Coptic Christian community in Egypt? How do you feel about that? Very simple.
I don't know if I believe it. I've seen so many things happen that nothing has actually come to fruition. You know, it's a lot of talk, and there are centuries-old churches and monasteries that have been burned down, and nobody lifted a finger from the U.S. at all. There are Christians being persecuted on a daily basis, women being raped, and everything is being burned and taken away from these Christians, and nobody's acknowledged anything up to this point. So how can I feel as though he's going to be able to make a difference? It's so late right now. It's really hard to even feel as though there is a sense of caring or need or desire to do that. You've got Christian, churches and monasteries that have been there since Christ, and they're gone now.
Thank you very much for your answers. Thank you.